No, there is another thing we can do. There's Facebook. Forgot about Facebook. Everything's all right. Facebook is interesting, isn't it? Facebook is double life book, isn't it? Double life book. Where you can put something on Facebook which may or maybe will impress your friends to make it look like you've got this fabulous life. Like you haven't put on there, you're not doing a post which has a picture of you looking kind of grey and nauseous. And underneath it says something like, tried to solve my emotional problems with a box of Maltesers. Here I am now with a piece of cheese. I looked at the news headlines and at the top you can put how you're feeling, can't you? Feeling helpless and hopeless. No, that's not generally what happens, is it? So Facebook's not solving any anxiety problems, is it? I mean, that's the point, is like we have all this energy that we're directing into social media, which is creating a duality, isn't it? There's a duality between who we are and how we feel and what we're putting out, what we're presenting. And of course, everybody's doing this, and everybody's looking at each other's Facebook, and it's making everybody feel more anxious and more nervous and more unable to keep up. Anyway, we better get onto some solutions, hey? As soon as you start to feel a bit wobbly, we have to think, hang on, if I go into conflict with this situation or this feeling, it's going to blow up. I'm going to exacerbate it. Equally, if I go to the fridge, I'm going to exacerbate it. If I go onto Facebook or on the internet, I'm definitely going to exacerbate it. Because what's happening is when the mind becomes a bit turbulent, all of these things make it more turbulent. So they work for a short while because they distract us. But it's a trick, it's a deception, because that distraction is making us more turbulent, which is increasing our problems, which is making us turn more to the things that make us distracted, that increase our turbulence. Do you see what I mean? It's a cycle into this mess. Now this is a mantra that I want you to try to remember, because it will change your life, okay? I welcome wholeheartedly whatever arises, having given up the idea that things should be other than what they are. Okay? So, it looks like you're going to face some kind of difficulty, which you'd normally get upset about. Instead, we try to feel the meaning of those words. Why? It's not so that you don't do anything about it. It's so that we stop the mental conflict first. Because if we don't stop the mental conflict, we won't know what is a problem and what's not a problem. Does that make sense? Because when we go into conflict with something, we develop an unpleasant feeling which shapes our reality. Like, have you ever got angry with someone you love? And then when the anger's gone, you realise it was over nothing. And you said, I'm sorry, there was just no need for that. And it's because when the painful feeling is in your mind, it forces us to believe that the situation is a lot worse than it is, without choice, without any choice. So if we start by this practice of thinking, I welcome wholeheartedly, blah, 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 whatever arises, having given up the idea that things should be other than what they are, this painful feeling is gone, it's removed. We're trying to bring the ocean back. We're trying to cause the waves to die down. Then when the painful feeling is gone, there's nothing there that forces us to perceive the situation as bad. So then we've got choice. Do I say something? Do I let it go? Do I change something? Do I leave it? But until we solve the painful feeling problem, the inner problem, we won't know what we're doing. We may even solve an external problem and still feel bad.
bought the book.
Tell me about that.
Well, I know we can download it for free, but I too like paper, and I also wanted the mantra, which has been written in the book. So I shall read that and try and memorise it. Fantastic talk, yeah, and it was very apt for modern life.
Yeah.